Imagine a world where pleasure is at our fingertips, where every want can be satisfied in a matter of seconds, promising you with an instant hit of dopamine. But what if I told you that this will ultimately make you unhappy? This is the paradox we live in today. The more we chase instant pleasure, the less we seem to appreciate it. Pleasure is not inherently bad. It's a fundamental part of human experience, but it's the way we experience it that defines if it's good or bad. In fact, pleasure with no prior pursuit of it is very bad for us. Why? Research shows that too much pleasure experienced too often lowers our baseline level of dopamine. Basically, our brains adjust to these constant stimuli, and eventually, we need more and more just to feel in a normal state. Throughout human history, pleasure derived from the simple joys of life. A walk in the park, the sweet smell of a meal, or the sound of birds. However, with the process of industrialization and technological advancements, the nature of pleasure has changed drastically. Nowadays, society offers us thousands of ways to experience instant pleasure. Take, for example, Netflix, social media, food delivery, online shopping, all things that are easily accessible and require no effort to use. In the past, we would hunt before a meal. We would travel for days to reach a destination or work hard to build our dream body. We would put our mind through an effort to achieve the comfort and pleasure that derives from our hard work. This pleasure then releases the chemical reward of our brain, dopamine. But there is a big problem with what is happening in the world right now. Let's look at social media. When you scroll through Instagram and watch all of this highly stimulating content, your brain is hooked, engaged, enjoying the excitement of watching something new. Watching it, in fact, makes your brain release dopamine. The dopamine release that occurred slowly and with effort in the past is now decimated to a couple of seconds. But what is the problem? The problem is that the pleasure we're getting from instant gratification is making us enjoy the real pleasures of life less and denying us boredom, which is good, no? So, a couple of weeks ago, I was hanging out with some friends. We weren't really doing anything. We were chatting here and there. We had some music. I noticed that whenever there was a moment of silence, we took our phones out, looking for something to use, something to open, something to watch, something to occupy our mind. So, I tried deleting my social media. In the beginning, I found myself randomly scrolling through my photos or my contacts app. It was very funny when I checked and I found 1 hour of screen time in my photos. I still felt like I was not in control, so I pushed myself even more. Whenever I wanted to impulsively open my phone, I would stop and think, do I really need to use it? After some time, the impulsive thought went away, and with it, the amount of time I spent on my phone. So now, when I meet my friends, waiting for them outside of some restaurant, looking around at the people walking past instead of using my phone, I realized I haven't looked around in a long time and never really listened to the city because I would always blast some music in my ears whenever I was by myself. But the biggest thing I realized is that I started enjoying the world around me so much more. And now, I had time to experience boredom. Was it boring? To be honest, it was very strange. When you pause and accept boredom to overcome, you have time to experience your own thoughts. Crazy, right? This led me to think, how did so many things in my life make so much noise, blinding me? I found out that the world around us is built with these pleasure traps. Social media's business model is literally built on your attention, and therefore every small detail of their platform is tailored to keep you hooked for as long as possible. That's how followers, likes, infinite scroll, personalized feed play their role. A former Google design ethicist said that it's not enough that you use these products consciously. They want to dig deeper and plant in you an unconscious habit so that you are being programmed at a deeper level, which ultimately leads you to always go back to these habits. So, what can we do to fight against these impulses? There are 3 things that I suggest everyone do. The first is to be aware, realizing that the world around us is built with these attractions and that they will always be there. Second, be self-conscious. Realize what your body wants, but remember what you want for your body. And lastly, be intentional. You want to be in control of your life, right? So take active decisions. Don't fall for temptations when they present themselves, because ultimately, a path to fulfillment can only lie in your hands. Thank you.